10 Stoic lessons that will make you mentally strong and unshakable. Have you ever wondered why some people remain calm even in the middle of life's biggest storms? They lose their jobs. The people they trusted walk away. Life knocks them down again and again. Yet somehow they never break. So what's their secret? The answer was given nearly 2,000 years ago by the Stoic philosophers. They taught that true strength isn't found in the body. It's found in the mind. And once you learn to master your mind, nothing in this world can shake you easily. In today's video, you'll discover 10 powerful Stoic lessons that can make you mentally so strong that no matter how circumstances change, no matter how people change, your confidence remains unshaken. So, let's begin. Lesson 1. Don't waste your energy on what you can't control. Most of the suffering in our lives doesn't come from what happens to us. It comes from trying to control things that were. Lesson 3. Master your mind, and the world becomes easier to handle. The greatest battle in life isn't fought in the outside world. It's fought inside your own mind. Most of the time, it's not the event itself that causes us pain. It's the story our mind creates about that event. Someone criticizes you, someone fails to respect you, or things don't go the way you expected. None of these situations hurt you as much as the meaning you attach to them. The Stoic philosophers taught, you are disturbed not by events, but by your judgment about them. That's why two people can face the exact same situation. One falls apart, while the other remains calm and composed. The difference isn't in the situation. The difference is in the way they think. When you learn to control your thoughts, the outside world begins to lose its power over you. That doesn't mean you'll never feel angry, you'll never feel sad, or you'll never experience fear. Stoicism doesn't teach you to suppress your emotions. It teaches you to understand them and respond to them with wisdom. When anger rises, don't react immediately. When fear appears, ask yourself, is this fear real, or is it only a story my mind is telling me? When someone insults you, remember this: their words reveal their character, not yours. The day you become the master of your own mind, the world will become far less frightening, because your happiness, your peace, and your confidence will no longer depend on how other people behave. They will depend on your own self-control. And that is the greatest strength of an unshakable person. Always remember, the person who conquers their own mind can conquer even life's toughest battles. Lesson 4. Comfort doesn't make you strong. Discomfort does. The modern world constantly teaches us to seek comfort. Choose the easy path, do less work, avoid challenges whenever possible. But Stoic philosophy teaches the exact opposite. Comfort may make you feel good, but it will never make you strong. Think about it. A sword cannot become strong unless it is forged in fire. A tree cannot grow deep roots unless it withstands powerful winds, and a person cannot become mentally resilient without facing challenges. That's why life's hardships aren't meant to destroy you. They're meant to shape you into someone stronger. Every time you avoid even the smallest discomfort, your mind becomes a little weaker. But every time you willingly embrace difficult things, your mental resilience grows. Waking up early, finishing important tasks on time, exercising even when you don't feel like it, remaining calm in difficult situations. These small acts of discomfort build your character. The Stoic philosophers often placed themselves in uncomfortable situations on purpose, so they would be prepared for life's greatest challenges. They understood that the person who learns to face small difficulties will never be afraid of the bigger ones. So the next time life puts you in a difficult situation, don't complain. Tell yourself, this challenge came to make me stronger. Because every struggle, every discomfort, and every challenge is shaping you into the kind of person who can stand firm in the middle of any storm. Always remember, no one achieves greatness by staying in their comfort zone. Greatness belongs to those who are willing to walk the difficult path. Lesson 5. Care more about your character than your reputation. Most people spend their entire lives worrying about what others think of them. Before making any decision, they ask themselves, what will people say? And little by little, they lose their true identity. But Stoic philosophy teaches a much deeper truth. Your reputation belongs to other people. Your character belongs to you. People may misunderstand you, they may criticize you, they may even spread things about you that aren't true. But none of those things are under your control. What is under your control is your integrity, your principles, and your actions. Imagine two people. The first compromises their values just to please others. The second does what is right, even if people criticize them. Over time, who will earn genuine respect? The one who stayed true to their character, because reputation changes like the wind. Today, people may praise you. Tomorrow, those same people may judge you, but your character is the one thing that stays with you through every season of life. When you're alone, when no one is watching, the choices you make reveal who you truly are. The Stoic philosophers believed that you should strive to become a good person, not a famous one, because fame can come through luck. But character is built through discipline and righteous actions. So, the next time you're faced with an important decision, don't ask yourself, what will people think? Instead, ask, is this the right thing according to my values? That single question will set you apart from the crowd. And it is one of the greatest sources of mental strength. Always remember, other people's opinions are temporary. Your character is your legacy. Lesson 6. Learn to accept what you cannot change. One of the biggest causes of suffering in life is that we keep fighting reality. We wish the past could be different. We want people to behave the way we expect them to, and we hope life will always go according to our plans. But the truth is, life doesn't unfold according to our wishes. And the more we try to change the things that are beyond our control, the more stress, anger, and disappointment we create for ourselves. One of the most powerful teachings of Stoicism is this: accept with peace what cannot be changed. Acceptance is not giving up. Acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is recognizing reality. So you can direct your energy toward what you can actually change. Imagine this. You made a mistake. Will replaying it over and over in your mind change the past? No, but learning from that experience can absolutely change your future. Someone broke your heart. Can you control their behavior? No, but you can control your response. That is the true power of Stoicism. The Stoics taught, it is not the event itself that causes suffering, but our resistance to it. When you accept reality, a deep sense of peace begins to grow within you. You stop complaining, you stop blaming other people, and you focus your attention on what is truly within your control. Always remember, life is constantly changing. People will change, circumstances will change, success and failure will both come and go, but the person who learns to accept these changes cannot be easily broken by any situation. So from this day forward, whenever something happens that you cannot change, tell yourself, I accept it. Now I'll focus on what I can improve. That is emotional maturity. That is inner peace. And that is the mark of a true Stoic. Always remember, acceptance is the strength that transforms pain into wisdom. Lesson 7. Be grateful for what you already have. Most people aren't unhappy because they have nothing. They're unhappy because they're constantly focused on what they don't have. They compare their lives to everyone else's. Someone has more money. Someone has a better job. Someone else's life looks more exciting on social media. And in that endless comparison, they lose sight of their own blessings. But Stoic philosophy offers a different perspective. It teaches, appreciate what you have before life teaches you its value through loss. Take a moment and think about it. If you woke up tomorrow and everything you have today was gone, your family, your health, your friends, or simply the opportunity to be alive, wouldn't you realize how precious they truly were? Of course you would. So why wait until they're gone? Gratitude isn't just an emotion. It's a way of seeing the world. It shifts your focus from what is missing to the abundance that already exists in your life. When you begin each day with gratitude, your anxiety starts to fade. Comparison loses its grip on you, and a deep sense of contentment begins to grow. The Stoic philosophers practiced a powerful exercise. They would imagine that the things they cherished could one day be taken away. This wasn't pessimism. It was a reminder to value the present while they still had it. Because the person who appreciates the present is the one who experiences genuine happiness. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's your family, your health, or simply the chance to live another day. This small habit can completely change the way you think. Always remember, happiness doesn't come from having more. It comes from appreciating what you already have. And never forget, gratitude has the power to turn ordinary moments into extraordinary blessings. Lesson 8. Prepare yourself before hard times arrive. Most people don't start preparing until trouble is already knocking at their door. And by then, it's often too late. The Stoic philosophers understood that life would never be easy forever. They knew that setbacks, losses, failures, and hardships are a natural part of being human. That's why they didn't live in fear. They lived prepared. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is called premeditatio malorum, the practice of imagining potential difficulties before they happen. This wasn't about expecting the worst. It was about becoming mentally ready for whatever life might bring. Imagine this. What would you do if you suddenly lost your job? What if your biggest plan failed? What if life took a direction you never expected? When you've already considered these possibilities, you're far less likely to panic when they actually happen, because your mind has already rehearsed the challenge. That's why soldiers train before going to war. That's why athletes practice before the big game, and that's why mentally strong people prepare themselves before life's toughest moments arrive. They understand that you strengthen the foundation before the storm comes. So train your mind. Develop self-discipline. Learn new skills. Master your emotions. And build habits that will support you when life becomes difficult. Because when hard times come, you won't fall to the level of your fear. You'll rise to the level of your preparation. Always remember, mentally strong people don't rely on luck. They prepare themselves so thoroughly that no matter what life throws at them, they're ready to face it. And never forget, the person who fears hardship becomes weaker. The person who prepares for it becomes unstoppable. Lesson 9. Live by your values, not by the crowd. In today's world, the easiest thing to do is to follow the crowd, to do what everyone else is doing, to think the way everyone else thinks, and to compromise your principles just to gain other people's approval. But Stoic philosophy gives us a powerful warning. If you spend your life living according to other people's expectations, you will never discover who you truly are. Many people spend their entire lives trying to meet society's expectations. They choose careers because others expect them to. They make decisions based on what will impress people. And little by little, they lose sight of their true selves. But mentally strong people are different. They don't follow the crowd. They follow their values. Their decisions aren't driven by popularity. They're guided by principles. Sometimes that means people will disagree with you. They may laugh at you. They may never understand your choices. But remember this. Many of the greatest people in history experienced the very same thing. If you spend your life trying to make everyone happy, you'll eventually lose yourself. So define the values you want to live by. Integrity, discipline, respect, courage, and whenever you're faced with an important decision, ask yourself, does this align with my values? If the answer is yeah, move forward with confidence, even if the whole world stands against you. Because in the end, what matters most isn't what other people thought about you. What matters is whether you stayed true to your principles. The person who lives according to their values doesn't need constant approval from others. Their self-respect comes from within, and that's what makes them mentally unshakable. Always remember, the person who follows the crowd may lose their way, but the person who follows their values never loses themselves. Lesson 10. Remember that life is limited. Memento mori. This is one of the deepest and most powerful teachings of Stoic philosophy. Memento mori. It means, remember, one day you will die. At first, that idea may sound frightening, but to the Stoic philosophers, it wasn't a message of fear. It was a call to awareness. They reflected on death so they could learn how to truly live. Because when you realize that your time is limited, you stop wasting it on things that don't truly matter. You stop getting angry over small things. You stop fearing other people's opinions. And you stop postponing the dreams you've been putting off for years. Think about it. If you knew you had only 1 year left to live, would you keep living the way you do today? Would you spend your time on the same things? Would you nurture the same relationships? Would you continue holding on to the same complaints? Probably not. And that's the real power of this lesson. The awareness of death doesn't exist to scare us. It exists to wake us up. It reminds us that every day is a gift. Every morning is a new opportunity, and every moment is something you'll never get back. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Live each day as if it were your last, but continue to learn and work as if you had a lifetime ahead of you." When you truly understand that life is limited, your priorities begin to change. You become more courageous. You live with greater honesty. You appreciate the present moment more deeply. And most importantly, you finally begin to truly live. Because in the end, it's not the length of your life that matters. It's the depth of the life you live. So starting today, remind yourself every morning, my time is limited, so I will make it meaningful. That is the essence of memento mori. That is the highest expression of Stoic strength. And that is the mindset that transforms an ordinary person into someone mentally unshakable. Conclusion. If you apply these 10 Stoic lessons to your life, focus only on what you can control, see obstacles as opportunities. Master your mind, embrace discomfort. Value your character more than your reputation. Accept reality. Practice gratitude. Prepare for difficult times. Live according to your values. And always remember that life is limited. Little by little, you'll become the kind of person who cannot be shaken by circumstances, who cannot be broken by criticism, and who cannot be stopped by failure. Because true strength doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Which of these 10 Stoic lessons do you think could change your life the most? Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.